when he's in the corner, that's why he's dangerous. He can jam. He will not say, okay, let's talk. He will jam.
So I told you that he has a big mouth, Donald Trump. This is the real reason they're going after him. He can't stop it. He can't not tell the truth. Okay, he's telling the truth most of the time, right? But he can't stop it. He's basically spilling the beans, as the expression goes, right? So he's telling too much truth. You can't do that. So watch this. This is him on Saddam and Gaddafi. The United States killed both of them. Let's watch. This is Trump.
And Assad in power. How does...
I didn't say Assad, but we certainly have not gained anything with Gaddafi. And you look at what happened. I mean, look at Libya. Look at Iraq. Iraq used to be no terrorists. He would kill the terrorists immediately. It was like, now it's the Harvard of terrorism. Iraq. If you look at Iraq from years ago, I'm not saying he was a nice guy. He was a horrible guy. But it was a lot better than it is right now. Right now, Iraq is a training ground for terrorists. Right now, Libya, nobody even knows Libya. Frankly, there is no Iraq and there is no Libya. It's all broken up. They have no control. Nobody knows what's going on.
The world would be better off with Saddam Hussein
100%.
and Gaddafi in power.
100%. Now, as far as Assad is concerned,
What about the human rights abuses?
let's talk. Well, you don't think they're happening now? They're worse now than they ever were. People are getting their heads chopped up. They're being drowned. Right now, they're far worse than they were ever under Saddam Hussein or Gaddafi. I mean, look what happened. Libya's a catastrophe. You look at our ambassador as an example, okay? Libya's a disaster. Iraq is a disaster. Syria's a disaster. The whole Middle East. And it all blew up around Hillary Clinton and around Barack Obama. It all blew up.
So you don't hear this on Western media. I have more. I have a lot more. Okay, watch this. You don't hear this stuff on Western media, and the U.S. president shouldn't say these things.
Obviously, the war in Iraq is a big mistake. The war in Iraq spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives. We don't even have it. Iran is taking over Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. Obviously, it was a mistake. So George Bush made a mistake. We can make mistakes, but that one was a beauty. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
So you still think he should be impeached?
I think it's my turn. And you do whatever you want. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
So these are the things that you don't say. Watch another one.
And then they say he left troops in Syria. You know what I did? I left troops to take the oil. I took the oil. The only troops I have are taking the oil. They're protecting the oil.
We're taking oil. We're not taking
well,
oil.
maybe we will. Maybe we won't.
They're protecting the facility.
I don't know. Maybe we should take it, but we have the oil. Right now, the United States has the oil. So they say he left troops in Syria. No, I got rid of all of them, other than we're protecting the oil. We have the oil.
And this is a good one. This is another good one. Okay, this is very good. Watch, let's watch.
Get along with them? I have no idea. Who's a killer? A lot of killers. Get a lot of killers. Why, you think our country's so innocent? You think our country's so innocent?
I don't know of any government leaders that are killers.
Take a look at what we've done too. Made a lot of mistakes. I've been against the war in Iraq from the beginning.
Yeah, mistakes are different
Made
than...
a lot of mistakes, okay, but a lot of people were killed. So, a lot of killers around, believe me.
So you don't hear this in the Western media, right? You don't hear this. This is the real reason they're going after Trump. Again, I'm not a fan of Trump, but this is the reality. So I told you that he has a big mouth, Donald Trump. This is the real reason they're going after him. He can't...
Pardon me.
The Ukrainians are strapping rocket launchers to the top of waterborne drones. These things they're getting out of control. So this is the Sea Baby. It's a Ukrainian-designed and manufactured unmanned surface vessel, and the primary way that we've seen this used throughout this war is loaded full of explosives and driven into the side of a Russian vessel. It detonates and does its damage. Now, these have done a pretty significant job against the Russian Black Sea Fleet, sinking quite a few ships in and around Crimea. But one of the ways that Russia has begun to counter this threat is to put helicopters overhead patrolling around some of these ports, and they use their machine guns to shoot at, disable, and possibly destroy these unmanned surface vessels. In response, Ukraine strapped some surface-to-air missiles on top of some of the Sea Babies, shooting back at the helicopters trying to destroy them. And then we got this one that popped up just a couple days ago, showing that Ukraine is now attaching 122mm Grad rocket launchers on the top of these Sea Babies, able to fire rockets at Russian ships as they're attacking. They still very well might have explosives inside of the hull that can be used kind of as a kamikaze rammed into the side of the ship. The way that I would expect these Grads to be used is not as any sort of indirect fire, but more of a direct fire weapon system, right? The accuracy isn't really going to be there, but if you're 2 or 3 kilometers away from a Russian ship, or especially a port facility, you sling 5, 6, 7 of these 122mm rockets, it's likely to do a significant amount of damage. The Ukrainians are strapping rocket launchers to the top of waterborne drones. These things they're getting out of control. So this is the Sea Baby. It's a Ukrainian-designed and manufactured unmanned surface vessel, and the primary way that we've seen this used throughout this war is loaded full of explosives and driven into the side of a Russian vessel. It detonates and does its damage. Now, these have done a pretty significant job against the Russian Black Sea Fleet, sinking quite a few ships in and around Crimea. But one of the ways that Russia has begun to counter this threat is to put helicopters overhead patrolling around some of these ports, and they use their machine guns to shoot at, disable, and possibly destroy these unmanned surface vessels. In response, Ukraine strapped some surface-to-air missiles on top of some of the Sea Babies, shooting back at the helicopters trying to destroy them. And then we got this one that popped up just a couple days ago, showing that Ukraine is now attaching 122mm Grad rocket launchers on the top of these Sea Babies, able to fire rockets at Russian ships as they're attacking. They still very well might have explosives inside of the hull that can be used kind of as a kamikaze rammed into the side of the ship. The way that I would expect these Grads to be used is not as any sort of indirect fire, but more of a direct fire weapon system, right? The accuracy isn't really going to be there, but if you're 2 or 3 kilometers away from a Russian ship, or especially a port facility, you sling 5, 6, 7 of these 122mm rockets, it's likely to do a significant amount of damage. The Ukrainians are strapping rocket launchers to the top of their...
They elevate their faces above the rising water, seeking the smallest pockets of air. There was just no escape from this trap. John Ogden was likely the last in the tunnel, and heard the desperate cries of his friends to turn back. Realizing that there was no way forward, he pushed with his hands to slide his body backwards, using his feet to lift his body weight. It was only a matter of moments to make a move before he would be fully submerged in water as well. He found a small crack overhead, where he wedged his head and body to gasp for the last moment of air. Maybe the water would stop rising and he would find protection in this small space of air. It was too tight for a person to actually fit, but in the frantic fight for survival, he jammed his body and face up into the narrow slit. Outside the cave, a full rescue effort was beginning. It was clear that the entrance to the cave was completely blocked by a lake of water, but there was still hope that the men had found a safe chamber awaiting until the water levels fell. The rescuers came out in full force. Hundreds of volunteers helped dam off the entrance and install pumps to try to move the water out of the mouth of the cave. This would allow the water levels inside to fall, clearing passages for safe movement. To elevate their faces above the rising water. Why do people love this so much?
This particular animal is highly protein and white, no cholesterol. So
I think all meat is high in protein, you know?
well, this particular one is very high in protein.
Right? If it's not working. Ma'am, you earned my respect, but right now I feel like disrespecting you the most possible way I can and end up eating all your money, ma'am. You are trying to turn me into a demon.
Trying to
Why
turn
did you touch it?
The computer was frozen. I couldn't touch it.
Why was doing it? Why the hell did you touch it?
It was frozen.
Your money will be gone. Again, your money will be gone. You will be zero. Then you will let me. You will not install a computer right now. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I don't want to lose my money. I don't want to lose my computer.
I'm ready to lose my job now.
The computer was frozen. I couldn't touch the computer.
If you touch it now, you will lose the money.
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
It's for your betterment now.
Yeah.
Now that's all I can tell you right now.
Yeah,
And you have to give me time, but I don't want to talk to you ever after this one. I'm so sorry to that.
No, I get
Now,
it.
see over here. Now, do you have $0 in your account?
No, it doesn't. No, it's very
This was
strange.
a server error. Let's not talk about it. Let's finish it quickly, ma'am. I want to close this conversation as soon as possible. Otherwise, I would be mad.
So why is the controls locked though? I don't understand. Like it's the only way to unlock them. It's the only. I'm just letting you know. It's like the only time that can. It's like nothing else works.
Again, you did the. Are you insane? Are you insane? Again, you did it, ma'am.
It was locked. It wasn't moving.
Did I ask you to fucking do it? Did I ask you to
Move the controls.
Why the f you want to move when I'm moving it? Did I tell you to touch it?
You said touch it.
Shut up, shut your mouth right now. Now let me show you what you've done. You want to touch it, right? You are very
I just wanted to save the money.
Shut up, I don't need your money. Shut up. You're not beggars over here. Put in your username and password right now. Now don't touch anything, okay?
The controls are gone. I can't click on anything. The server takes over my day. I don't want to.
Shut up! Why are you touching it? Now you earned my respect, but right now I feel like disrespecting you. It's not possible.
So one night, this English backpacker goes hiking. He's in Australia in the outback, and it's nighttime, and he really wants to go climbing. So he starts climbing up the wall of this bluff. So he climbs up, and when he's a ways up there, suddenly, he loses his footing, and he starts to tumble down the bluff, and he hits his head. He hits his head again, and then finally he slams into the ground. And then, as if that isn't bad enough, a pack of wild, hungry dogs approach him, and they... Actually, I'm not ready to talk about this guy yet. We'll get back to him. I actually want to talk about this woman, who we'll call Alice, because that's her real name. And Alice is about to experience the worst night of her life, because her baby is about to get eaten. So one night, she's on a camping trip with her family, her husband and her 3 kids. And they're at a popular camping spot with a bunch of other families, and they got tents pitched, and they're all hanging out, and making dinner. And then Alice's youngest daughter, a baby, she gets tired. And so Alice has to put her in a little crib inside the tent. And then she just goes back to making dinner. And then a little time passes, and suddenly they hear the baby cry. And Alice notices some movement in her tent. And then a dingo runs out of it. So Alice rushes over to check on the baby. But the baby is not in her crib. So then Alice yells, my God, a dingo has my baby. She then runs out into the darkness, chasing after the dingo. But unfortunately, it's too late. The dingo is long gone. Now, Alice's husband is this guy, Michael. And Alice and Michael and the rest of the families, they start searching for the baby. And eventually, local police arrive. And this kicks off a huge manhunt. And soon, over 300 campers and other people are combing through the campgrounds, looking for this baby and the dingo that took it. And they form a human chain to cover as much ground as possible, but still, they find nothing. So sadly, Alice and Michael return home without their baby, and they are absolutely devastated. They don't know what to do. And then, about a week later, a random tourist just happens to be wandering around the area, and he stumbles across the baby's jumpsuit and diaper. But still, there's no sign of the missing baby. And unfortunately, at this point, it's clear that the baby is no longer alive. And so this story, it starts to blow up in the local media. Like a family's baby got eaten by a dingo? Like, that's wild. People are just captivated. And so Alice and Michael, they think it would be helpful to do some interviews because they want to warn other parents out there about how dangerous dingoes are. And this is where they screw up. Because every time they get on camera, people feel like they don't come across as two parents who just lost a kid. They feel like they come across as a bit cold and uncaring.
I just yelled, there wasn't time to go and tell people, I just yelled out, has anyone got a torch? I'm going to stop my baby.
And so pretty quickly, the public starts to get suspicious. Like, they think Alice and Michael don't appear sad enough. And so the news media, they just run with this story, and they start to question Alice and Michael's version of events. Like, this isn't typical dingo behavior. Why would a wild dog steal a baby? And so to make all this worse, police, they start to develop a new, darker theory. That maybe this baby wasn't stolen by a dingo at all. That maybe this baby was unalived by her own mother. And as evidence for this, they start to point at the baby's jumpsuit that the tourist had found out by the campsite, because they had run tests on that jumpsuit and there was no dingo saliva on it. So then how could the baby have been in a dingo's mouth? And Alice, she explains this by saying, well, actually the baby was wearing a white cardigan over that jumpsuit. So that white cardigan, which is now missing, probably would have had dingo saliva on it. But unfortunately for her, that explanation isn't good enough for police. And prosecutors, they accuse her of lying about the white cardigan. And then boom, police arrest her. And they arrest Michael. And they charge her with the murder of her own baby, and they charge him with being an accessory to that murder. Now, police, they have no body, no murder weapon, and no witnesses. But what they do have is circumstantial evidence, including what they feel is a large amount of blood in the family's car. They, of course, believe this is the baby's blood. So anyway, they all go to trial. And in the trial, the prosecution argues that Alice unalived her own baby, possibly with scissors, and then hid the body in the family car. And that Michael later helped by trying to cover up the murder. And let me tell you, this trial blows the fuck up in Australia. It becomes the biggest media circus anyone has ever seen. Like, the tabloids are all over it. Every moment of it becomes newsworthy. And so sadly, after a month of hearing all the arguments, the jury deliberates and they find Alice and Michael both guilty. And Michael, he gets a suspended sentence because he had already spent time in jail waiting on the trial. But poor Alice, she actually gets sentenced to life in prison. Now this is where our English backpacker comes in, because 3 years later, after Alice gets sentenced to life in prison, the English backpacker, he takes a trip to Australia, and he goes out to this popular camping spot, he goes for a climb at night, he loses his footing, he tumbles down the mountain, dies, and some wild dogs approach him, and they start to eat him. 8 days later, another hiker passing by, he finds the backpacker's body at the base of the bluff. So police come and investigate, and this happens to be in an area surrounded by dingo dens. And nearby, police find some of his clothing and his backpack. But then, a ranger finds a piece of clothing half buried. He pulls it out of the ground, and it happens to be a baby's white cardigan. The same white cardigan that prosecutors had accused Alice of lying about. And this corroborates her whole story. And then only 5 days after finding this cardigan, the court orders Alice to be released from prison. And suddenly the government launches a new investigation into the baby's death, and ultimately they find that the baby's blood that they thought they found in the family car wasn't actually baby's blood. It was actually soundproofing spray that the car manufacturer sprays on when they built the car. And also, potentially, fruit juice. So the good news is, eventually, Alice and Michael are completely exonerated, and here's what they look like in real life. And then Hollywood goes on and makes a movie about the whole thing, starring Meryl Streep and that guy from Jurassic Park. And of course, the movie has got the famous line, "Did the dingo kill my baby?" which has then, unfortunately, gone on to become a pop culture punchline.
The dingo ate your baby.
So basically, this woman's baby was eaten alive, and now pop culture just makes jokes about it. So one night, this English backpacker goes hiking. He's in Australia in the outback, and it's nighttime, and he really wants to go climbing. So he starts climbing up the wall with his bluff. So he climbs up and up, and when he's a ways up there, suddenly, he loses footing. He starts to tumble down the bluff, and bam, he hits his head. Then bam, he hits his head again, and finally he slams into the ground. And then, as if that isn't bad enough, a pack of wild, hungry dogs approach him, and they... Actually, I'm not ready to talk about this guy yet. We'll get back to him.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My amendment today would drive the bill for Ukraine. Take each dollar amount in this act is hereby reduced to zero. You see, the United States taxpayer has already sent $113 billion to Ukraine, and a lot of that money is unaccounted for. This is a continuance of a sick business model that the American government continues. The federal government continues to fund the military-industrial complex, and this is a business model that requires Congress to continue to vote for money, to continue to fund foreign wars, and this is a business model the American people do not support. They don't support a business model built on blood and murder and war in foreign countries, while this very government does nothing to secure our border. The American people are over $34 trillion in debt, and the debt is rising by over $40 billion every single night while we all sleep. But yet nothing is done to secure our border or reduce our debt. Inflation has driven out of control. Americans are suffering every single day. They can hardly afford their grocery bills. They can hardly afford gas in their car. They can hardly afford rent. And now mortgage payments are well over $3,000, where they were only just over $1,700 3 years ago. The youngest generation, young adults, don't even think they're going to be able to buy a home in their lifetime. And today in Congress, the most important thing that this body thinks should be done is to send another $61 billion to a war in Ukraine that the American people by 70% do not support. Mind you, this comes on the very heels of Monday being April 15th, tax day, where every single American had to scrounge up their money and send their dollars in to the IRS. Or some of them had to file extensions because they weren't ready and didn't have the money to pay their taxes. But today, this body says the most important thing we can do, no, is not reduce spending. That's not it. Not to do anything to drive down inflation. Oh no, we can't do that for the American people. It's not to secure our own border that is invaded every single day, by people from over 160 different countries. No, don't secure the American border. Let everyone in. We have over 1.8 million known gotaways. We don't know who these people are. And yet you have members of this body talking big and tough about, oh, we have to defeat Russia. Oh, we have to protect Ukraine. But yet all of you are unwilling to protect the American citizens and pay your paycheck, pay the light bills in this building, and pay for this entire federal government. For what? For nothing. Ukraine is not even a member of NATO. Ukraine is not a member of NATO, but the most important thing you hear in Washington, D.C. is, oh, we have to spend Americans' hard-earned tax dollars over to Ukraine and keep the money going to continue to murder Ukrainians, wipe out an entire generation of Ukrainian men so that they're widows, they're fatherless orphans, there are not enough men to work in their industries. Oh, but you really support Ukraine. Wow, what kind of support is that? It's repulsive. You know, shame on the American government. Shame on the American government. If we support our military, support our military. We should be funding to build up our weapons and ammunition, not to send it over to foreign countries to kill foreign peoples. And if this body was worth what it claims to be, what it is, every single one of us would be demanding peace in Ukraine between these countries, peace for these people, so that no more of them have to die. But you never hear anybody demanding peace. No. Peace is the last thing Washington wants because it doesn't fit the business model. This is a business model that they say continues our economy, protects American jobs. What a disgusting business model. We should have a business model that builds up our American companies and American jobs to serve American interests, and our military and our government should care about protecting the national security of the United States of America and the Americans that pay their hard-earned tax dollars to fund all of this. America last. America last. That's all this is. Every single day, America last.
Gentleman's time has expired.
I yield. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My amendment today would drive
Okay, take a screenshot right away. Did you do it? Okay, good, because you're going to need it on July 9th. You'll be using it to get 20% off at Shoppers Drug Mart's exclusive family friend club. And it's happening one day only on July 9th. If you still didn't take a screenshot, take it now and scan it store at your nearest shop. If not, just select the log and get it right away. Okay, take a screenshot right away. Did you do it? Okay, good. You're going to need it on July 9th. You'll be using it to get 20% off at Shoppers Drug Mart's exclusive family friend club. And it's happening one day only on July 9th. So if you still didn't take a screenshot, take it now and scan it store at your nearest shop. If not, click the link below and get it right away. Okay, take a screenshot right away. Did you do it?
Goodbye, Africa. This is massive news. First things first, the United States military is officially leaving Niger, Africa. And if you're wondering, what was doing in Niger, Africa, in case you are unaware, that was like the main headquarters and the place to be for the U.S. to fight the enemies of the United States in the region known as Sahel, Africa. Now, there's almost like a 15-year history of soldiers losing their lives, blood, sweat, and tears, fighting in the deserts of Africa, fighting against the enemies of the United States, all of a sudden to be leaving. Now, it's not quite clear why exactly the U.S. is leaving, but it's going to be air bases 101 and 201, I believe, and these are drone bases. Now, there was a big fallout, and Niger did lose their president. This is a big reason why we're leaving. Not necessarily getting kicked out, but we agreed to leave. France got kicked out of Niger, Africa. This is a rather complex situation, but this is a major loss to the U.S. military as far as operating in Africa. We were in very strategic positions to fight the enemies of the United States, and now it's all over. Goodbye, Africa. This is massive news. First things first, the United States military is officially leaving Niger, Africa. And if you're wondering, what was doing in Niger, Africa, in case you are unaware, that was like the main headquarters and the place to be for the U.S. to fight the enemies of the United States in the region known as Sahel, Africa. Now, there's almost like a 15-year history of soldiers losing their lives, blood, sweat, and tears, fighting in the deserts of Africa, fighting against the enemies of the United States, all of a sudden to be leaving. Now, it's not quite clear why exactly the U.S. is leaving, but it's going to be air bases 101 and 201, I believe, and these are drone bases. Now, there was a big fallout, and Niger did lose their president. This is a big reason why we're leaving. Not necessarily getting kicked out, but we agreed to leave. France got kicked out of Niger, Africa. This is a rather complex situation, but this is a major loss to the U.S. military as far as operating in Africa. We were in very strategic positions to fight the enemies of the United States, and now it's all over. Goodbye, Africa. This is massive news. First things first, the United States military is officially leaving Niger, Africa. And if you're wondering, what are we doing in Niger, Africa, in case you are unaware,
That was like the main headquarters and the place to be for the U.S. to fight the enemies of the United States in the region known as Sahel Africa. Now, there's almost like a 15-year history of soldiers losing their lives, blood, sweat, and tears, fighting in the deserts of Africa, fighting against the enemies of the United States, all of a sudden to be leaving. Now, it's not quite clear why exactly the U.S. is leaving, but it's going to be air bases, 101 and 201, I believe, and these are drone bases. And with the big fallout in Nigeria that used their president, this is a big reason why we're leaving, not necessarily getting kicked out, but we agreed to leave. France got kicked out of Niger, Africa. This is a rather complex situation, but this is a major loss to the U.S. military as far as operating in Africa. We were in very strategic positions to fight the enemies of the United States, and now it's all over. Goodbye, Africa. This is massive news. First things first, the United States military is officially leaving Niger, Africa. And if you're wondering what...
These two brothers tried salvia at their parents' house, and this is how it went.
What's going on? No?
This place has a lot of potential.
No! What the fuck? It is! Tony, what the fuck? Tony, what's the fuck? What you guys doing? Tony, come here. Bring it.
So they obviously did not have a good time, clearly unprepared for what they were about to go through. Salvia is one of the most potent hallucinogens in the world, but it's very different from other known hallucinogens like DMT because it's not a psychedelic. Salvia is actually a very selective dissociative hallucinogen. It only binds to one receptor in the brain, and that's why its effects can be so deep. These two brothers tried salvia at their parents' house, and this is how it went.
What's going on? Hello? No! What the fuck? It is! Tony, what the fuck? Tony, what's the fuck?
We just can't shake these nightmares. Everyone's peaceful.
What are you guys doing? Tony, come here. Come here, we're gonna have... Okay. Hey.
So they obviously did not have a good time and were clearly unprepared for what they were about to go through. Salvia is one of the most potent hallucinogens in the world, but it's very different from other known hallucinogens like DMT or because it's not a psychedelic. Salvia is actually a very selective dissociative hallucinogen. It only binds to one receptor in the brain, and that's why its effects can be so deep. These two brothers tried salvia at their parents' house, and this is how it went.
What's going on? Hello? No! What the fuck? It is! Tony, what the fuck? Tony, what's the fuck?
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
Oh, is that the Reverend? He's doing up here. Look at those dead shark eyes. Does he even know where he is? I think he's just completely out of his mind at this point.
The mountain when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
Travel is one of my huge inspirations for cooking. That's why I am such an advocate to everyone about why travel is so important. Travel is one of my huge inspirations for cooking. That's why I am such an advocate to everyone about why travel is so important. Travel is one of my huge inspirations for cooking. That's why I am such an advocate to everyone about why travel is so important. Travel is one of my huge inspirations for cooking.
I just can't shake these nightmares. Living in space forever. Just why? Floating in space forever. Just why?
The world is my dumpster.
Hard to concentrate on my work when you're gone.
Oh, I am that. Magnificent.
Nobody said shit.
I just can't shake these nightmares. Floating in space forever. Just why?
Oh, chef. Hello, brother.
Brother, what are you up to? Want to see Damien shuffle cards?
Do I want to see what?
I'm joking. You don't want to see me laugh. Oh, Damien, those are your cards. What are you doing, bro? Oh. Man. You're a rocket scientist, man. It's going to make us billions.
I would have a tea with you, but I can't.
Why?
Because I'm on duty tonight.
Okay.
Sucks to suck, I guess.
Oh, it's true, you are gay.
Nope.
You just admitted it, man.
Nobody.
That's too bad. I wish I was recording that.
Sucks to suck doesn't mean that you suck dick. Sorry. Nobody's there.
Sounds like it. Ugh.
Floating in space forever. Just why?
Are you done shuffling yet? Oh my goodness. Damien, I did it with my eyes closed. Eyes closed. Oh man, it was an excuse with you. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I broke up with Claudia. I fell asleep early all the time.
Oh, that's a woman thing, Chris.
Huh?
That's a woman thing. I think Alicia's up late.
Not because she's older?
No.
I can't get over how much better I feel. The headaches are still there, but barely.
That's not what it's from?
Huh?
That's normal?
Yeah, man.
like it.
No.
No, I don't like it.
Well, it's very normal. Very normal.
Feels like it just heated. Yeah. That's my only diamond. Oh, I know I got two there, but. That's too close. Fine. I mean, Damon is just playing some crazy eights.
Yeah.
He thinks he's gonna beat me for some reason. It ain't gonna happen though. What'd you do? Oh, what? You stop dropping cards, bro. What do you mean they're not even yours? Stop messing up my new deck of cards. I pray that I get this house, Jamie, that Buddy accepts my offer.
Yeah. What did you put an offer in on? How much?
265 or 270, I can't remember.
265?
No. It was either 265 or 270. But either way, I called the realtor and said it because he originally wanted 25% down at 265.
Yeah.
And I was like, be realistic. This house has been for sale for a long time. Nobody has 25% laying around.
Yeah.
I have 10%. I'll put 10% down. Let's sell this property. I told him I'm a single dad. I'm in a pickle right now. I need a place, like, for me and my son and my dogs to call home. And I went and took this place a couple times. It feels like home. Talk to the owner.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'm praying that Buddy. I keep on going to the property and praying over it too. So I'm praying that Buddy finds it in his heart. It's been for sale for a while. He wants it sold.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little property too. Cute. It's near a few lakes. You fart, man.
You and I stick together like excess adhesive.
Why are you smiling? Miss your turn. Miss your turn, last card on the sevens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seeing if I got a king, man. Relax. There you go.
Do not worry, Dingle. I take
That Damien seems to think he's gonna beat me this time again. Oh, maybe not. I could go, just go.
I just can't shake these nightmares. Floating in space.
That's right, this should help, yeah. Should be able to go now. Did you enjoy your outing yesterday, Zeus?
I changed clothes.
You gotta take Cleo and Jules.
Change left into black. Or
That sounds racist, bro.
the over thing around.
Clubs. And Damien's like, I change it to the blacks. Isn't that racist?
Only if you, like, make it racist. It's not.
Oh,
it's a shade.
It sounded racist, man. It sounded very racist, bro.
It's not, bro.
Bro. Yeah.
Last card.
You didn't say last card. No, you didn't pick up another card. Yeah. No, it's my turn. It's my turn. Relax. Pick up 4. Last card.
Oh my!
It'll make you remember to pick up last. Or make you remember to hit last card. Am I gonna regret it? Listen, you're gonna regret this. Why?
More than 8.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
8.
Yeah? Yeah? 8? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. No, it's my turn.
5 more.
Yeah, you have that? 1, 2, 3. Screw you, man. You have that card? Don't tell me I was putting it in my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You little bugger. Well, son's a cheater, man.
Yeah.
Big time, bro. Who's the biggest card cheater ever? Oh, his head. Man, yes.
Go.
Bro.
What?
Bro. Serious, man. No, wait, man.
You didn't see? Okay, myself, I'll go 5. I'll go 5. Pick up 5.
Let's do this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna regret this, he says. Oh my goodness, look at all these cards. And it's your turn. There, while you do that, shuffle these cards up. Don't drop them in that catalog. We don't need them. I don't need Mr. Spectrum on here. It takes forever.
I'm not just getting
Okay. And shuffle cards. Why?
Just remember, you come from him. If you're touched, so is he.
Well, I'm touched by Jesus. He's touched by, me. He's getting his slaughter genes. I know. It's not my fault the slaughter genes are kicked. It's why. Why?
I thought you were supposed to be paralyzed.
Huh?
I thought you were supposed to be paralyzed.
Do I look paralyzed?
Oh,
Is you, bro?
Uncle Jamie, one guy, you're not supposed to be paralyzed at his board.
I believe so.
Yeah, might be a little autistic. Hey, that's preferred different.
Yeah, I know. What's this card? Oh.
He wasn't gonna be autistic. He was gonna be like, need help to do anything.
I was gonna have like spina bifida or something.
Yeah.
The balls all that doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that'd be one of those kids that you make fun of, Damien.
I don't make fun of them.
Yeah.
You laugh at them?
I tell you all the time not to. Do I tell you all the time not to? Because that could have been me.
You're just as bad for it, though.
No, I'm not. You talk.
You make fun of special...
Not anymore, Jamie.
Are the kids there like this taller than me? So that's like they get and it's roll on me. Always.
Damien likes getting showered on by the
No,
retard.
I don't.
Listen, no, I don't.
Punch my stomach and the kid was all smashed to the
is your problem, man? Oh, man. You can sit down and say something.
Right, so, what?
Yeah, so you gotta come see what I'm saying? Like, oh, man. Yeah, he's annoying me.
So much junk.
Just like, hey, no, come back, actually. I don't want the dog's part. That's it. Nothing knocking the water over, man. Yeah. You are, actually. You and Brandon are just like Granny or...
In the water table he plays at, and he drinks it.
Called Pete?
Who does?
It's called Pete? You don't say that? Well, put some in your mouth.
Wait, no, you're saying retarded.
A little bit.
I'm not retarded.
Hey! Yo, hey. Hey. I'm telling you, didn't get mad and... I never said that. Hey, we're finishing our game. You're just afraid you're gonna lose, bro. So let's finish this. You can't take a joke. You're allowed to make fun of me.
No, I don't make fun.
Yeah, you do all the time, man. Everything. It's your turn. I'm waiting for you. Now, go.
Die. Can I harvest you for bone shards?
Son's crying over here, man.
Why are you making him cry?
I don't know. This crybaby.
Big bully.
He's a whiner. He's just a whiner. He's a wiener.
Today's John's output is error.
Miss your turn. Oh. Ooh. What should I put down? I got all these cards.
I have never
I haven't phoned Grandma until you said that. Change it to... Yeah, I am, bro.
No, you're not. You're cheating. You're on 7 still.
You guys should have like a tally board to tell who's on what. No. No, I didn't hear no such thing.
See how? We got a referee here, Uncle Jamie.
I said last call.
I heard no such thing, you fibber.
Last card. There. I'm on 7 like you. Which one?
Yeah. Seem pretty happy about that. You know how to count? 7 cards?
Can't.
You sure? Mr. Steak.
I just can't shake
Nice to call your son Mr.
Jamie needs to go
Spectrum.
back to school. He doesn't know how to count.
Just why?
Huh? Why?
Let's look at the cards.
Huh?
Look at the cards and then
Stop that. Huh?
What is this? Scouring board.
I'm not lying. Who's playing?
Good, man. You tell me the red cards look purple.
There you are.
What kind of drugs are you on?
You would stop by.
Jamie's doing drugs, Uncle Jamie.
Go.
Spectrum sound. You can't take a joke. You can't take a joke. There's lots of people who are going to joke around with you. You gotta be, I'm helping you for the long run.
Yeah, and every time somebody talks, I'm going to punch them face.
Yeah? Well, then you go to jail. Well, you weren't going. I thought you weren't going. Oh, well, miss your turn now.
Oh, so cool.
Go.
Oh, so cool. Oh, so cool.
Oh, it's my gay cousin. Say hi to your gay cousin, Damien.
Hello, my gay cousins.
No.
Oh, my gay son.
Hello, my gay cousin.
Josh, you're the only one.
Oh, we got a sailor in our family.
Who?
Jamie, he's a sailor. He's in the Navy.
I can still, I can still not believe it.
Hello, my gay.
What are you doing? We're playing some cards. Go.
I can't go.
Oh my goodness.
What's the gay one's
Go. I'm not gay, but my son is partially.
Okay. That's why I have one girl that will nail.
Now I'm definitely not gay.
Your dad used to play with Barbie when you grew up, Damien.
Yeah, I just did, bro.
Jamie and Crystal took Bratz and Barbies.
Nope.
They're fire games.
Then you guys?
It's fine, that's fine. So,
Why?
Boys.
Why?
Boys.
a whole bunch of cards. I like to be like,
Boys.
there's some cards.
No, you're not.
Boys.
Screw you, man. Shut up. You didn't shuffle them properly then.
Look at that stuff. So beautiful.
Yes. Go screw yourself, man.
Look like sci-fi. Yeah, don't like, take me to off. It's your turn.
Okay. Oh.
Hello.
Be honest. Does this trash make me smell bad? How could anyone throw away this used toilet paper? Is there anything better than asbestos? So much junk, so little time.
I just can't shake these nightmares. Maybe it's supposed to be. Just why?
Could I interest you in a block of concrete? Eureka! I hit solid gold. Plastic is the gift that keeps on giving. You and I stick together like excess adhesive. Scavenging is its own reward. Sometimes a wet and dirty one.
Just why?
here.
I just can't shake these nightmares.
Engaging hostile. Sensor anomaly detected. Reset threat level.
restaurants, paradise.
Perfect. I'm so glad you're here. There's something potentially interesting coming up on the scanner. Oh, you're the best. And not just because we're in an apocalyptic wilderness and my options are heavily limited. I actually mean it.
I hit the jackpot. 2 square inches of intact aluminum foil.
What?
Engaging hostile. Area clear. Hostile activity ceased.
Justify yourself. serve.
There you are. I was hoping you would stop by. Always puts a smile on my face. Every time I see... We've been through so much, haven't we?
What is this? Abraxo scouring board. Would you like to join my scavenger
Oh.
hunt? Today we're gathering unstable nuclear waste.
I love it. I hope you know that. The fact that you're asking kind of scares me, though. Is there something I should be concerned about? You know I feel USSA, Athena, the crushing headaches. I do, but it worries me that...
Cloth is so old, it is crumbling
Oh,
into
okay.
powder. Did I win the lottery?
I like boobies. Show me your boobs. I declare every woman here, show us men your boobs. By that.